never meant a wildcat.
What is going on, everyone? This is the Purple Pod, episode 13. My name is Steve.
And I am Ken.
And in today's episode, we're going to recap K-State's win against TCU. And also talk about K-State versus Houston this homecoming weekend. Before we do that, though, make sure you guys like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all of that. We have noticed
Cats. Yeah, baby. Woohoo! Man, I'm feeling good.
A good portion of you guys are not subscribed. So you guys, please make sure you guys subscribe, hit the notification bell, like this video, comment, watch it and rewind, tell your friends, share it, all of that good stuff. We do appreciate all the views and the subscriptions. So we're first going to be talking about K-State versus TCU last weekend. K-State won 41-3, which is kind of unexpected considering K-State was.
Oh my gosh, you got to say it again. Say it again for the people in the back that did not hear you.
K-State won 41-3 against in a Big 12 championship game rematch. I'm going to pull up the actually, you know, before we do that, I just want to get Kenny's thoughts. K-State wins 41-3. It is never even as close as the score says. Kenny, I wanted to get your thoughts on K-State beating TCU. Whooping them 41-3.
What a sweet victory coming home. Hey man, it's good to be here talking about the Cats on the best K-State podcast on the internet right now.
Oh, I forgot to say that because someone commented they didn't like that.
You know what? This is the best K-State podcast on the internet, and I'm proud to say it. Man, I'll tell you what, dude. This game was amazing. I feel so good, man. Being a K-State fan, watching a game like that, it brought a tear of joy, you know. It just was such an amazing game. Man, we're gonna have such a good time recapping this game as K-State fans. You want nothing more than what you just saw last Saturday at home. Man, sold out crowd. You were there.
I was.
You saw it live, man. I wish I could have been there. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for me, but I got to see it on TV. And man, oh man, we did amazing.
Absolutely. And I was there, like you said. It was Harley Day. You know, I'm walking to the stadium because I showed up a little bit late. My niece had a sub-state championship volleyball game to go to, and I went to that. And I actually had to leave early. And I'm walking to the game, and I see Willie, Willie leading all the Harleys down College Avenue as they're making their loop to go to the stadium. And I'm just like, okay, this is gonna be freaking awesome, you know. And I get there, I go inside, pregame starts, everyone's getting excited, and it's full. Like the whole stadium is full. Like
sold out, baby.
It was
sold
a beautiful sight. Student section was full. Here come the Harleys, and TCU wins a toss. They defer. Bad decision. K-State gets a ball to start the game. They come right down and score with Will Howard starting at quarterback, which they also started Avery Johnson at the same time at receiver. First play. You gotta
love the humor out of Coach Kleiman. You know, it's like, who are you gonna start? What does he do? He puts them both out there. Not only does he start them, but he also gives the ball to them.
Absolutely.
What a way to just shut them up, you know, just shut up the reporters on this Will and Avery thing.
Pure comedy.
That was amazing. Sure. By the way, fun fact, Avery has more starts as a receiver than he does a quarterback.
Yes, that is true. I mean, he's trying to follow his offensive coordinator, Colin Klein, who started at receiver before he started at QB, so
he's already got the record. He started.
K-State defense comes out, and I'm going to pull up the stats here in just a second, but K-State played phenomenal start to finish. Both quarterbacks played amazing, and we're going to talk about our players of the game here in a little bit. It was a great game, probably the most complete K-State game since a year ago at this time when K-State beat Oklahoma State 48-0. Those two games in the Kleiman era are probably like the most complete K-State games I've seen since the 64-0 win against KU back in 2002. So
it's got to feel so good from this coach that came in 2019. We had high hopes for him. He did an amazing job up in North Dakota, and just what he has managed to do in just 4 years is mind-blowing. It is
absolutely
hats off to him. Obviously, it wasn't just him. It was the coaching staff also putting together an amazing game plan against this TCU team. Listen, all I got to say is this. After Avery Johnson got 5 touchdowns in a game, basically matching that record, but breaking it as a true freshman, we all thought that he's got to be Big 12 Player of the Week. No, it was Hoover. He was Big 12 Player of the Week, and because he had like 500 passing yards, which, by the way, that's pretty impressive. 500 passing yards, nothing to scoff at. But then we had a chance to see him versus Avery the very next week, and what did we see? We didn't see nothing like that. We didn't even see a touchdown from this Big 12 Player of the Week. Man, I am so glad we just put a smack into him. Oh, man, all day long, dude. The defense really won this game for me, but I'm going to let you take the conversation, Steve, because I've got a lot to say. I'm going to let you guide where we talk about this thing.
I'm tweeting it out that we're live right now. Hoping everyone that's watching this on the rewind is liking us. We are trying to upload more content. Unfortunately, it was my fault. We could not go live on Sunday, or not go live, post a video on Sunday of our reaction. But what
were you doing, Steve? You were golfing. What are you, Steve Trump now?
I was out on the golf course. A friend of mine. It was a last nice day. So unfortunately, it was my fault. We didn't upload a video on Sunday. This is why it's going to be.
Oh, we got a viewer. We got one viewer.
There we go. I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming in. Watching. Yeah,
yes. We're welcome to the best K-State podcast on the internet. We're glad you could join us. We're about to break down this win from last Saturday, and then we're going to get into looking forward in the future game here.
Much love from Atlanta, showing love to all those K-State. That's what's up, Jay Nixon.
We got K-State all the way in Atlanta. We got K-State ATL, baby.
All right, we're
guys bleeding purple all the way in ATL.
We are getting into our reaction first of K-State TCU before we get into K-State versus Houston. This is going to be a longer podcast. We will be uploading, parts of this podcast as separate videos throughout the week. Let's go and pull up this box score here. So Will Howard gets a start, comes down right away, scores a touchdown. It's actually DJ Giddens with the first touchdown of the game. He actually had a really nice game. 9 rushes for 85 yards, 1 rushing touchdown, and then receiving 2 catches, 75 yards, and another touchdown. So he had, 160 total yards and 2 TDs. That is very, very impressive on only 11 touches. That is really impressive for sure. Will Howard, 10 of 16, 154 yards, 3 touchdown passes. He also ran the ball 4 times for 62 yards. I like to see that Colin Klein was mixing in the run when Will Howard was in and mixing in the pass when Avery Johnson was in, because Avery dropped some absolute dimes.
You know what's crazy?
What's that?
Is that Will Howard looked better on the run and Avery looked better on the passing.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Isn't that wild?
I don't know about that. A couple times Avery took off, like Derek Young from K-State Online. I was seated not that far from him, and it was like maybe his like first or second run when he was actually the QB. He goes touchdown. Like he's 7 yards upfield. He's already calling touchdown because whenever he touches the ball, you think he's going to score. And unfortunately, someone did get in the legs. A couple other times he's running shift right, shift left, shift right, shift left. Like he looked super dynamic running the ball. But Will Howard looked great too. He finally looked healthy, and I talked about it. We'll get into the hot takes in a little bit. I talked about how Will Howard was going to have his back against the wall and play his best game of the season, and I definitely felt like he did that. We had 3 total touchdowns from him, 154 yards, 62 yards on the ground, over 200 total yards. Will Howard looked pretty good, didn't he?
He looked amazing, and he actually proved yet again. Like, I had this long rant, I had this huge huge rant about the K-State fans need to calm the hell down. Will Howard is our guy. He won us a Big 12 championship last year. Why are you trying to throw him away? Why are you trying to get him off the field? He just proved why we don't get him off the field. All right, he has the experience, man. He has that winner's mentality. He's got that work ethic, and he's just a dang good football player, man. Let's just call a spade a spade. But
Absolutely.
but it's also amazing that he's such a selfless player. And man, we really have this like unique and luxury with our offense, and it seems like we're really dialed in right now. I mean, 41-3, and let's be honest, I'm going to steal this from Fritz. All right, Fritz, I saw the tweet. I like the tweet. He said 41-3. It wasn't even that close.
Tim Fitzgerald, you're stealing his stuff, huh?
Yeah, well, I agree with it. Even though the score says 41-3, it wasn't even that close. It wasn't even that close.
It was not that close.
We totally started running the ball in the second half when we were basically winning.
Speaking of running the ball, I wanted to get into that because K-State had 244 yards passing. That's phenomenal. 9 yards per reception, all that kind of stuff or whatever. Yeah. K-State ran the ball 52 times for 343 yards. 7 offensive linemen played, and they all played amazing. I want to give a big shout out right now to Carver Willis, who struggled mightily early when he was rushed into duty because Christian Duffy was hurt, and he has definitely improved. He was, in my opinion, the best offensive lineman on the field for K-State on Saturday. Obviously, Cooper Beebe is always going to be like the best, but in terms of the way he played, my expectations, he played phenomenal. The backup, or the other tackle, Christian Duffy, also played great. Panzer played great. Potier played great. Hayden Gillum played all right. BB played great. KT played great. The offensive line as a whole, this was their best game of the season. 343 yards rushing the ball. That is more yards than TCU had total in this game. That is super, super impressive.
Yeah.
For the offensive line.
And not only that, but like when you talk about it, it's like they also had given Will and Avery all day to throw. I mean,
Absolutely.
I feel like they were pitching a tent back there, staying the night in the freaking in the dang pocket there. But yeah, Robbie Schiltz, man, good point. Will's issue is that he's having a hard time throwing that short ball. Credit to the tight end, with that catch. Will could have thrown it a little bit further.
Just one more yard to not make it so close on that last touchdown.
But, we're just styling. I feel like we were just styling on the TCU Frogs at that point. It didn't even matter. I think credit to the offensive line for sure. The defense for sure. But the guy that I want to talk about, Steve, now we were kind of talking about this before we got on, about our player of the game. Do you want to talk about that right now?
I'm ready when you are.
All right. So here's what the thing is. You want to talk about DJ Giddens, player of the game. Will Howard, player of the game.
He was a possible.
He was a candidate.
I nominated him for Cat of the Game, which is the offensive player of the game.
Yeah.
I gave it to someone else, but I want to go to your Cat offensive player of the game first. Go ahead.
My Cat of the game, which I call him the player of the game. I don't know. But I had to give it to Jace Brown. Here's why. Jace Brown had the most receiving yards this year by any receiver as a true freshman. This guy stepped up when nobody else could. He was amazing. Like, think about this. A true freshman coming in, and not only him coming in, but Ben Sennett got hurt early in the game. He had to get taken out. So our number one solid target of the entire year has been Ben Sinnott in the receiving area, and also like, lead blocking. The guy's a beast. But Jace Brown had to step up when RJ Garcia couldn't, when
he went
Keegan
out.
Johnson couldn't.
A couple guys went out with injuries and had to deal with it. And you're right, Jace Brown came in and played great.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And the thing is, I'm just giving him the credit because, man, what a hostile environment. You're at home. You really stepped up to the plate. You answered the call. It's like, what more can you ask for a guy like this who basically played the game of his life? He got a touchdown by Will Howard. That was legit. It's just that I think it's so exciting that we get to have these young guys playing as well as they are. They're getting the reps in now. Can you imagine what it's going to be like in 2-3 years? It's going to be, right? It's going to be incredible. It's going to be highlight reel,
guys, to see it a little bit better. Jace Brown led the team, 4 catches, 88 yards, and that 1 touchdown, which is on the graphic right here. He is Kenny's cat of the game, offensive player of the game. I love seeing how much he's getting involved. That there was a play to him. I don't have the photo pulled up, but there was a play that Avery Johnson dropped back, and he dropped an absolute dime down the sideline. And the pass was great, but so was the catch by Jace Brown down to like the 3-yard line, which set up Avery Johnson's only his only touchdown of the game, which was actually an option pitch that went forward. That's a whole other thing. But Jace Brown played amazing there. There was another one down the sideline, I think on 2nd and 10 or 3rd and 10 later in the game. And yeah, Jace Brown played great. He had a couple catches from Will Howard as well, including a touchdown.
I just thought, like, did you also see when he made that second huge catch? He was like fighting the receiver like the whole way. That's something that you see in the NFL, dude. This is what you want to see from a D1 receiver. He is like a freshman. He's doing this.
And he's a true freshman. He's Avery Johnson's roommate, reportedly. And I like seeing it. And he's playing great. Robbie Schultz has another comment. I'm not as down on Keegan Johnson because he has beat his man some and been open, but Will doesn't look at him. Yeah, so there was a play on the first drive of the game that Will threw it to Brooks, and it was knocked down. It probably could have been intercepted, honestly. But it was like a rollout to the left. But if he just looks deep, Keegan Johnson's wide open by 3 yards. It was like almost like, okay, Will's like, okay, I know what the script is. I'm going to throw it to him. And if I'm not throwing it to him, I'm getting rid of it instead of looking downfield and hitting Keegan Johnson. But you know what? It is what it is.
Can you blame him? Hey, this is the first game. Now, Will didn't play the whole game. So as a whole game is concerned, Will still has thrown an interception every whole game that he's played. But he hasn't thrown an interception the last 2 games. So that
is true.
That's kind of nice.
K-State's turned it over 0 times in the last 2 games, which has been phenomenal. It is what you want to see from the K-State offense for sure. I'm going to get on to my cat of the game, which is different than yours. I had to go. I had to go. Will Howard. Will Howard, cat of the game. I don't know how you can go against him. He had 10 completions for 154 yards, 3 touchdown passes, also had 4 rushes for 62 yards. When he was on the field, K-State scored 4 touchdowns. They scored in his first couple possessions. He had his back against the wall. He played phenomenal. Yes, he did miss some passes here and there. There was a 3rd and 4th down back-to-back. They didn't play well, I think, early or late in the second quarter. But overall, Will Howard had to be player of the game. Over 200 total yards, 3 touchdowns, led K-State to 4 total touchdowns. Beautiful pass to DJ Giddens on the third
a little running back out,
Yeah, so it was the 3rd drive of the game. Will Howard's 2nd drive, 3rd play of that drive. He dumps it off to DJ Giddens, who just absolutely houses it. So that is one of his, but he had a nice touchdown to your guy, Jace Brown.
I saw that play and I'm like, do the Horned Frogs not think that this is a legal play or something? Right? Nobody was there. Nobody was there to block him. He was just all by himself. Like,
right.
I mean, he just took it to the house. Yeah. DJ played an amazing game.
He
And
was I nominated him for player of the game. Unfortunately, I had to go Will Howard with 3 touchdowns, but you can't go wrong with DJ Ginnens, 160 total yards and 2 touchdowns as well. But I just had to go Will Howard after the stuff he's been through in the last couple games. So
I think given
I agree.
as for like the total amount, like for the total podcast, we'll have to just submit it to Will Howard. This is Will Howard's 3rd player of the game, offensive player of the game.
Yes, it is
so far. I'll switch my vote to Will Howard, but I just wanted to give the nod to Jace Brown. I really think he deserved some recognition for how well he performed as a freshman.
And he is now in a starting lineup. There was a new depth chart released today. I don't have it, unfortunately, pulled up, but he is now one of the starting wide receivers. RJ Garcia is bumped to the 2 line, which they're all going to play, of course, but that just means Jace Brown has earned the coach's recognition. He has earned some playing time. He's going to get to play more. You love to see that for sure.
Yeah.
You know what? We've been talking for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. We have not even mentioned K-State's defense.
They're the reason why they won this game,
man. Yeah, they are the reason why K-State won this game.
Everybody likes to see the points, because it's the offensive points, you like to see it. But the defense was amazing.
Yeah.
How many 3rd down conversions did they get?
2 for 13. 2 for
There's
13.
The game. There's the game.
Right
there's the game right there. The whole game is
K-State
that.
10 of 13, 2 for 13. That's
the whole game.
First downs. That's crazy.
That is the whole game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to get right into it. I mean, I thought Josh Hoover played about exactly the way I thought he would. Sorry, I'm trying to get this to fit in there perfectly. There we go. About what I thought he'd play as a freshman. We wanted to make him one-dimensional, and I talked about that early last week. K-State did that. Even though Bailey had 100 yards, they really got away from him. They had to. They were down multiple scores right off the bat. K-State went up, 21-3, 24, 27-3 at halftime. K-State was dominant on offense, so they had to throw the ball a lot more. And K-State limited them to 300 total yards, got away from their 7. Sorry, ESPN ad, it looks like.
Oh, well, what I wanted to say was, dude, we made Hoover shaking his little tiny pants, dude. He was just he had no time to throw. He was getting run down. We were blitzing a lot. Our freaking D line is unreal, man.
So he had 20 times he threw an incomplete pass. That means 20 times in the game out of the 65 plays, they had to go for 0 yards. 20 times. That doesn't even include all of the sacks. How many sacks did K-State get? Let's go take a look here. K-State had 2 sacks.
Hey!
They also had
there's 2 fumbles, though. That was what my hot take was.
Yes, it was. And I have to get into it. I have to get into our dog of the game. Oh my goodness, the ESPN ads are messing us up. That's what happens when you do this live. You gotta
do it live, baby.
You gotta do it live. We'll do it live. Dog of the game, pretty obvious pick here. Des Purnell is definitely the dog defensive player of the game. Yeah. He had a fumble, not a fumble. He had an interception, and before that, he had a really, really, really big sack that really
early
set the tone for the game. I thought he played phenomenal, probably his best game as a Wildcat. You love to see it. He is the dog of the game, and there was plenty of dogs defensively for K-State. No doubt.
Oh, yeah.
He was the dog of the game.
Yeah, I mean, he really set the tone, the tempo, and the tone of this defense right from the get-go. It was unbelievable. But I'm putting my vote to Des Purnell. He making those amazing plays. But I gotta give my boy a shout out, man. Jacob Parrish. That guy is incredible, dude. He is so good as a sophomore. This guy has so much talent, man. I'm so glad that he has really found his footing. And man, he was totally missed in that OSU game, man. If he was there, maybe we would have they wouldn't have had so many big freaking plays that they got on us. But that was just a stinker game. Everybody's going to have one of them. Hopefully Texas has theirs against us. Man,
there's some news there. Do you want to get into that real quick? I know we're a week and a half out.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Let's just throw it in.
Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers is probably not going to play in that game.
Even if he does, he's not 100%. Even if he does, he's not 100%.
He's got like a grade 2 AC joint issue going on or something.
Good. And he was an idiot for doing that, running the way he did. Like you should have slid, like I saw the play. I'm like, okay, you should have just slid. You have the quarterback slide. I don't know. Whatever, man. Whatever.
I don't know if I agree with this. Desmond Purnell has been the best linebacker this season. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say.
I don't know. A lot of praise goes to Jake Clifton, man, for stepping in, and Austin Machine Moore.
I thought Daniel Green was the best linebacker of the three before he got hurt. He was playing phenomenal ball before he got hurt. Since then, I have felt like Austin Moore has played really well, but Purnell's been solid.
Purnell's had 2 standout games. I'll give him
a huge game for him.
That one game where he led the team in tackles. What was that, UCF?
Probably.
I agree. Des Purnell was insane on these 2 games, but I want to say Austin Moore was probably the most consistent at a high level, in my opinion. But Jake Clifton is getting so much praise because he's really stepped in a time where like he's not even supposed to be a Mike linebacker, and he's playing that really, really well. So I mean, it's hard to gauge it because we're mixing a lot of people in. Yeah. I mean, Austin Romaine stepped in pretty good, and he's injured now. But what's up?
Jay Nixon says he makes the most splash plays at the very least. So this is true.
That's true. I 100%. That's a serious. I agree with that take. I agree.
Absolutely. He's got that big fumble force against UCF, interception last week. Should have had 2. He should have picked that other one and ran it back for a touchdown. It was right in his lap. I know it was kind of off someone else, but man, he catches that. There's no one there. He is outrunning everyone for a touchdown. So I do agree. He has had the most splash plays for sure. Robbie Schultz wants a K-State OSU championship game. Okay.
I don't know if that's going to happen unless OU drops like against KU and OSU, then that's probably going to happen. That would be the only way. That would be the only way. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. So OSU, I don't believe plays Texas. So all OSU really has to do.
Dude, OSU's back half is the easiest schedule.
Yes.
Look at their schedule in the back half.
All they have to do is beat Oklahoma because then they'd have the tiebreaker over them and then win the rest of their games. All K-State has to do is win the rest of their games. K-State versus OSU. Boom. Let's make it happen. Make it happen. Okay. I want to get back into our score predictions from last week, our hot takes, and then we're going to get into K-State versus Houston. We're almost halfway through like a normal hour-long podcast, so we got to get into K-State versus Houston.
Would have been just talking about the preview game, but we had to
we're not going to golfing with a friend. My bad. Here we go. All right, so I predicted K-State was going to win 45-35. Both Avery and Will get 3 touchdowns each. Somehow, I don't know how this matches up. I also said there's a defensive score, which doesn't make sense of my score prediction. In K-State was going to block a kick. Will got 3 touchdowns, so there was that. Avery got 1. So, and there could have been a defensive score if Purnell catches that and runs it back. Block kick, they only kicked it 1 time. Shout out to Sonny Dykes for pulling a Drinkwitz and trying to score in the last minute. And unfortunately for him, K-State stopped him. Kenny, you had K-State winning by the biggest margin. So I'm going to give you the win on the score here. You had K-State winning 44-21. You had K-State by 23 points. I thought that was too much.
I remember I texted you. I said, man, I had TCU making 3 touchdowns, not 3 points.
Right.
Oh my God, dude. Right? I can't believe that. Also, can we also point out that K-State only punted 1 time?
Is that all it was? It was only 1 time.
We only punted 1 time. Yeah. Yeah, we only punted once.
You know what? I'm looking at the punts. Jack Bloomer, 1 punt, 34 yards.
We punted 1 time.
That was an absolute butt kicking, no doubt about it.
Oh my.
Okay, God. And so your hot take was you had a Deuce Vaughn hot take since he had a big game in a Big 12 championship. He said deuce. So he had 2 fumbles and 2 interceptions for the K-State defense. They had 1 interception. Could have had another one. But I'm also going to give you the win on this because K-State defense held them to just 3 points. So obviously you were the highest on the K-State defense for sure. Cody, who's not with us, but his score prediction and his hot take are probably the worst. He had K-State by 14, which is pretty good. He had a Ben Sinnott rushing touchdown. Ben Sinnott did not finish the game. I hope he gets better. I think it's just an ankle sprain. I did see him go to the injury tent, go in the locker room. He came back out. I watched him play one play, and he did a route, and he looked super slow and hobbled. He immediately came off. His ankle was definitely hurting him. Maybe it was something else, but to me it looked like an ankle. I think he's going to be okay. He's still listed on the depth chart. Coach said today that he did not practice.
Yeah. Honestly, if there's any game this entire rest of the season that I would be okay that he would take the week off and rest,
it'd be this one.
This would be the game.
Yeah, for sure.
This would be the game. I want him. I don't care if he takes 0 snaps and then he heals up and he is our best offensive, most consistent offensive player on the field.
Yep.
I want him 100% at Texas.
Absolutely.
We have to have him.
That's a
100%.
matchup nightmare for Texas. Matchup nightmare. He also had, and then getting back to Cody real quick, he had Uso with 3 sacks. That did not happen. K-State did have 2 sacks though, so that's pretty nice.
One from yes, my boy Purnell, and then we did have one. Wasn't it
Jacob Parrish?
Yeah, that's right, Jacob Parrish. I was like,
yeah, man, corner blitz.
Yeah.
So that's K-State at TCU. It was a laughable game. If you are a TCU fan, it's kind of embarrassing for them. In fact, I watched Sonny Dykes' post-game interview. First thing is, well, didn't see that coming, is what he said. That was the first thing he said. And I just kind of had a chuckle about that because obviously K-State just absolutely kicked the crap at them. They wanted to win after losing to us in the Big 12 championship. For them to go out and get burned by 38 points, pretty bad. That is pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right. I at least don't have a troll of the week. And so I figured we'd just get right into K-State versus Houston. Do you have a troll of the week?
No.
Okay, let's skip that. Let's get into K-State versus Houston. Kenny?
Anybody in the comments, if you have a troll of the week that you want us to highlight, we will highlight it on this video.
Yes.
Just let us know. Usually it's some Jayhawk fan.
So last time we had Jayhawk Takeover, which he could be the troll of the week every single time. He's a piece of crap KU fan. So
I wonder what he had to say about us whooping TCU.
He actually tweeted like nothing. They have a pretty big game this weekend against Oklahoma. So we'll see how KU does. Kenny, K-State versus Houston this weekend feels like a pretty big mismatch. K-State is favored by 17 points. Kenny, what's your initial thoughts? K-State's homecoming game at 11 a.m. Saturday against 3-4 Houston.
Man, this is, I would say, our cake game of the Big 12. I want to say we don't get Cincinnati, which they're by far the easiest team in this conference right now, as it's showing. We're not getting West Virginia, which they look like they're pretty bad too. And I mean, I guess we're getting Baylor.
Right, we are getting Baylor.
We're getting Baylor, and this game, Houston, at home. Both of those games are going to be at home, and man, I think we need to make sure that we do not make the mistake that Texas almost made.
Looking past them, they were up 21-0.
Yeah,
and they let them come back.
Yep, they were like, "Oh, we don't have to run the ball," and then they're like, "Oh, we have to run the ball now." So I want to say this. I know we've got some like fun facts about Houston. I know you've got one in particular. I wanted to give you a fun fact.
Let's hear it.
This is the first game that Houston is playing outside of the state of Texas this year.
All season.
All season.
Really?
They have played in Texas every single
That's right.
game.
So they played TCU. They
Mhm.
played Rice. They
Sam
played
Houston.
Sam Houston. Oh my goodness. They played Texas.
They played West Virginia at home.
Yep.
Yeah, they've not left the state of Texas. So the first game they're going to play outside of Texas is the defending Big 12 champs at their place. Oh my
Yeah,
God. After
yeah,
we just
good
did what we
luck.
did. Now, not only that, but they're coming off of two extremely high emotional weeks.
Oh
The
yeah.
first week, they win off of a Hail Mary throw at West Virginia, and they win that game.
Against
Or
West
I guess it
Virginia
was
at home.
at Houston.
Yes.
But they win that game on a Hail Mary as the time expires. And so they're like riding this high. Then they got Texas, and they're going, and they almost win. Texas gets one of the biggest gifts from an officiating crew.
That was a terrible spot.
That was the worst spot. I don't want to hear Texas fans ever say that they don't get good calls from the officiating team. You just got a gift from heaven. So you just got a gift from heaven. All right. So now they're hearing all these rumblings in the media and the fans and everything, like, oh, we got totally screwed, blah, blah. And it's probably just wearing them down, man. And now they got to drive all the way to Manhattan, Kansas at Bill Snyder Stadium. Dude, good luck.
Man, I did not know
after
that.
After K-State just won a huge game. We also have our homecoming this weekend. Oh, Houston. Oh, man, I feel so bad for you.
One of their other games they played was at Texas Tech. And so I guess you're right. This would be their first game
out of state game.
That is crazy.
And let's not forget to mention, it's going to be cold. It's going to be cold.
Those Texas boys don't like the cold.
They don't like the cold. It's going to be freaking cold on Saturday, and it's going to be wet. It's going to be rainy, and it's going to be cold.
Jay Nixon, we're going to get into that here in just a minute. I wanted to give my initial thoughts here. This does feel like a total mismatch, honestly. Now, Houston has been playing better ball lately, but I also have a fun fact that I wanted to get into. I also have a fun fact that I noticed today when I was looking at the notes for the games, and I noticed, that all the games that they have played in, all except for one, they've had less than 50,000 people in attendance. The one time there was 50,000 or more was an away game at Texas Tech. There was 53,000 people there, and guess what? They lost by 3 touchdowns. So when there was actually an away crowd that was super against them, they got absolutely crushed. And I kind of see the same thing happening this weekend. We're going to get into it, but I know this feels like a trap game. It really does feel like a big trap game. Houston's been playing better lately. Got a big, huge game the following week at Texas. This feels like a pretty big trap game. I just feel like K-State is just a better team. Like you said, this is Houston's first game outside of the state of Texas. It's going to be cold and wet, which bodes well for us considering we like to run the ball. They like to pass the ball. And obviously it's a lot harder to pass the ball when it's wet and when it's cold. Good luck.
I'm just saying, dude, I'm just saying, it's our homecoming. The atmosphere has been electric in Manhattan. I mean,
yes.
Even when we were 41-3, the freaking stadium was still packed. No one left.
Oh, I don't know about that. I was there. I don't know about that.
Really?
It was so loud, but it wasn't packed. No, there was so.
I thought it was. I thought it was
40,000 plus there, but I'd say at least 5,000 to 10,000 left early, considering it was.
Oh, they probably went to go drink. They're like,
how dare you, Marcus? How dare you? You were one of my comic book friends. How dare you? Go Cats, baby.
All right. What does he say here? He's like, Houston has some good passing attack. Nothing else about them is good. Yeah. Okay. So they've got some really good receivers. We'll give them that. But you know what? We actually have figured out. I truly think we have figured out our secondary. I mean, here we go.
Here we go.
Look at this.
All right, so this is the stats breakdown that I created today. K-State's got a total mismatch on offense. I mean, literally every single thing K-State is not just better, significantly better. Specifically, look at that. Look at that rush offense against that rush defense.
Oh my.
Third versus 90th. Look at scoring offense, 13th. Now, look at K-State's in the top 20 scoring offense and scoring defense. Shout out to D. Scott Fritchen for saying that, bringing it up. First time K-State's been in the top 20 in scoring offense and defense since 2003. What happened in 2003? K-State won the Big 12.
Big 12, baby.
With Darren Sproles, L. Roberson, and that company.
That's right.
K-State offense, I don't care who's at quarterback. I feel like K-State's got a pretty big advantage there. I feel like, though, K-State needs to focus on continuing to run the ball. Just run it right down their throats when they're 90th against the rush for Houston. Do you feel like K-State needs to run the ball a lot more this weekend? Focus on that, not open a playbook too much before playing Texas next week?
That's exactly what we need to do. That's exactly what we just play to our strengths. Look, I don't know what it is, but every time we're wearing purple, DJ Giddings has like an incredible game. And then every time we're away, Tyler, why do I keep saying Tyler? His name is Trayshawn. Trayshawn Ward plays the game of his life every time we're in an away game. I don't understand the logic. Maybe it's because DJ's closer to home. He's got maybe like his mom is making him some sweet meals or something like that. I don't know. Like he's got some mojo when he's at home because if you guys don't know, DJ's from JC, Junction City, and that's literally just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Manhattan. It's literally the next town over. Yes. And that's where he's from. Des Purnell, I mean, he's from Topeka, like all these kids, and all these kids are from our backyard making these huge games, so it's really, really a cool thing to see. But I don't think we're going to be playing any fancy stuff. We might have some fun with it here and there, but I don't think you need to show too much to Texas, because there's been some rumblings going around like, oh, now that Avery and Will could be playing could be starting at the same time, it could actually line up a situation because Avery's got a good arm. Avery could go out, Will could like pitch it to him, then he could go for like a flea flicker. You got two amazing quarterbacks. You could do that. You could actually pull that off. So, I mean, who knows? We might see some cool things in Texas, but I don't think you bring that out in Houston. I don't think you bring that out at home. Maybe for a show or something, but I just don't see it, man. I think we're just going to smack him in the mouth. We're going to score early. Hey, also, we're keeping up this trend. Only one game out of this year on our first possession, we have scored. One game we didn't do it, and that was OSU. We're not going to talk about that game. We're not going to talk about that game. We're not going to talk about that game. That game, I wish that game never existed. I'm okay with the Mizzou game because look, they're actually looking insane.
They're 7-1. Yeah,
they're 7-1. That's wild. No one would have said that at the beginning.
But they have a bye week and they're playing Georgia. So good luck.
Hey, we overlooked them. Maybe they might overlook them. Who knows? Sure. But if they beat Georgia, that's going to be insane. Then it's going to look like really good for us. Like if we actually gave literally a record-breaking field goal. Anyway, we're not going to talk about it. So yeah, I don't think you bust out the playbook here. I think you just play conservative. I think you run the ball like you said. We're probably going to be giving it to Giddens. There's something about home games and DJ Giddens, man.
So the last two home games for DJ Giddens, over 200 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns against UCF. Last week he had 160 total yards and 2 touchdowns as well. K-State looked great. Very impressive win. I do agree with that. I agree with Marcus here. K-State needs to come out running the ball, not show too much. Don't get anyone hurt before Texas next week. Still have to play to win. As long as K-State wins by a touchdown or 2, I'll be happy. I did notice 2 I noticed 2 typos on my stats breakdown here, so I apologize for the extra E on pass offense for Houston. And actually, K-State is 109th in passing defense, not 19th. But the pass offense for Houston is 20th. So they do have an advantage in total offense and passing offense. But like we talked about earlier, as we get over to the defense here, K-State's been playing better defensively. Let's look at the last couple games. Okay. Oklahoma State. K-State gave up one touchdown total the entire game. Everything else, there was a pick six and a bunch of field goals. Only gave up one touchdown. You go down to Texas Tech. He gave up 3 touchdowns. Since then, K-State has given up 0. Now, obviously, last weekend is just one game. But when you add it all together, K-State has given up 12 points in the last, basically they're averaging giving up 12 points per game in the last 2 games, which is
you want to know something
incredible.
crazy? They've only given up 4 touchdowns in the last 12 quarters of football.
Yeah, exactly. And when I'm looking at some deeper stats here that I found online, I just want to talk about this really quickly. K-State is 36th in the country with 18 sacks on the year in 7 games. Houston, 105th in the country with only 12 sacks on the year. Sacks allowed, K-State's offensive line is doing a great job. They've only allowed 9 so far this year, good for 24th in the country. Houston, they've allowed 18, 94th in the country. K-State's going to get a couple sacks in this game.
Gosh,
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the K-State defensive line eating this weekend, man, because they're going to be passing the ball. So K-State's going to be rushing a bunch and taking some risks, hopefully a couple of interceptions as well. I feel like K-State's going to play pretty good on defense this week.
This is going to be brutal, man. I really feel like K-State has really found their stride here. We just played the best game all year, and one of Coach Kleiman's best games in his career at K-State so far. So, I mean, I just think, man, what a clean game to be playing. And now we're going to be going into this, let's just call a spade. Houston is not a scary team. Like when I look at Houston, I'm not thinking, oh man, I'm really worried here. I'm not worried at all.
They don't turn it over a bunch, but that's the only good thing outside of passing the ball that they do well. Like, I'm surprised they only have, I think, 4 interceptions on the season, considering how much they pass the ball. They really don't turn it over that much, which to me feels like they're about to turn it over a bunch this weekend. So we'll see.
I think the story is going to be the tale of 2 offenses, and our defense is just better than their defense, but our offense is significantly better than their defense.
Look at this third down offense versus their third down defense. K-State's 7th in the country, 53% against 106th in the country third down defense for Houston. K-State's they're gonna do well. As long as you do well on first and second down, you should do well on third down. Last week, K-State was 10 for 13 on third down. Only punted 1 time, like you talked about. K-State played well last week. I'm hoping.
Dude, look at this red zone offense. 91%?
Yes.
That is crazy. If we're in the red zone, we're getting in. Sorry. It's just going to happen. That is wild to me. I mean, I've been watching the games. I've seen it. We are really, really, really efficient in the red zone.
Yes. And one of those, it could be even a little bit higher if our kicker didn't miss a field goal from the 16-yard line. Which, shout out to Tennant. He has played great since the UCF game. He's not missed a single kick. He has played phenomenal on special teams. I really do feel like this is
hit that 45-yarder last night, or sorry, 3 days ago. Yeah,
I do feel like K-State's going to play very well this weekend. Yeah. I'm hoping and praying K-State does not look past this team, because Houston has played well lately. I just feel like K-State is the way better team, and it just feels like a total mismatch to me.
It's like this. Okay, so I think if Houston would have beat Texas, I would be more concerned with morale at that point, because it's like, whoa, you just played. But I don't know. It could go either way, like they could beat Texas, and that could be like their Super Bowl, and then they're coming down off that high.
You need to keep that chip on their shoulder for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to keep that chip on their shoulder. I don't know if they're that kind of program that's going to actually come out and be like that, because you won a crazy game in West Virginia. You almost won against Texas. How much longer can you keep that up? And now you're going into a cold Saturday in Manhattan, Kansas First game away from Texas.
Them Texas boys do not like the cold, like I said,
No,
man.
they don't, man. They do
do
not. And unless your name is Kobe Savage, because I mean that
That's
boy's
true.
a savage.
That boy is a savage. All right, let's get into our score predictions here as I pull up the stats award graphic from Parker Clemming on Twitter. He does a great job using his algorithm and model to come up with a projected score. He has K-State winning basically 31-21, which does not cover the spread. K-State is favored by 17 points. Looking at all of these efficiency here, offense, defense, special teams, there's a lot of blue, which is what you want
On the K-State side.
On the K-State side, and a lot of red on the Houston side. Kenny, I'm going to go to you first here, and I'm going to ask you your score prediction. We don't have a score prediction from Cody. I do have a hot take from him that he just messaged me. Kenny, give me your score prediction for this weekend.
Man, okay. This is the game. This is the game that we finally break the 50-point ceiling. We are scoring over 50 points this game. And Houston, I am so sorry that you had to go against Texas and then K-State in that order. But you're only scoring one touchdown. It's going to be 51-7.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm not sure I'm there yet with the 50 points. Their defense is not good. We're
gonna run it right through
the weather will play a factor in this game. It will play a factor in this game. I got K-State winning 38-17, covering the spread, winning by 21 points, and just coming out running the ball very, very, very well. I'm going to say over 250 rushing yards this week. Rob Schiltz has K-State.
55. That's what I'm talking about.
55-0.
That's what I'm talking about. That's my boy right there. He's actually my cousin.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
No, he's not.
Okay.
but that's my boy right there. He gets it. He understands.
Oh, yeah. K-State's, look at all these blue. 12, 9, 31, 17, 34, 20, 41, 68, 19, 7, 11, 12, 30, 15. That efficiency for K-State offense, defense, special teams is unbelievable when you look at that compared to Houston. He has K-State winning 75% of the time. I feel like it's even higher than that. I feel like it's more like 85, 90%. But we'll see. Houston is a much improved football team. But K-State's just too good. K-State is just too good. We'll see what happens. Maybe I got K-State winning 38-17. K-State's going to be up 38-10. And Houston's going to score one more touchdown late in the game to make it a 3-touchdown win for K-State. All right. It's time to get into our hot takes this weekend. Okay, so you got K-State winning 51-7. I want to hear your hottest hot take for this weekend coming up.
My hot take for this week, K-State versus Houston, is DJ Giddens is going to run for over 250 yards. DJ Giddens is going to have the game of his life on this field. He is going to rush for over 250 yards.
Oh my goodness, that is a hot take. I love it. I absolutely love it, dude. I would love
Give it to me. Give it to me.
He's going to change his name from Giddens to Give It to Me.
Ken, give it to me.
Okay, Robbie Schultz says Siegel is finally going to get a pick. He's dropped like 3 or 4, man. Let's be honest.
Oh, no, dude. It ain't going to be Siegel. It might be Keenan Garber, actually.
Yeah.
Keenan Garber has been amazing this year.
All right, here's Cody, our other co-host sometimes. He says his hot take is Phillip Brooks is going to have a punt return touchdown for
KU is yards. Such trash. I just saw the comment, dude. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He has Avery Johnson with a receiving touchdown. He's not just out there to run the ball. He's going to catch one too. Him and Will Howard both a receiving touchdown. I like it, Cody.
Maybe not for this game. Maybe not for this game. I said maybe they might try it for the next game. Maybe this game you just have just play a nice, clean game. Pull the tricks out on the Texas game. I want them to be figuring out what the heck's going on when Avery and Will are both on the field at the same time. You know what I mean?
I do agree. Here's my hot take for this weekend. It's a two-parter.
Oh, okay. You get two-parter here.
Yeah, you gotta.
Are they related or are they two separate things?
Separate, offense and defense. Here we go.
I got to do a defense one now.
No, you got to do one. That's right. Here we go. My hot take for offense is Treshaun Ward and DJ Giddens are going to score all of the touchdowns for K-State this weekend, whether it's rushing or receiving. They're going to score every touchdown in this game because K-State is absolutely going to dominate the line of scrimmage. The K-State O-line is playing phenomenal. They're playing exactly the way we wanted them to play to start the year. Took them a little bit to get into a groove, but I mean, K-State's got 7 offensive linemen that can play and can ball, and Treshaun Ward and DJ Giddens are going to score all 5 touchdowns for K-State this weekend. Here's my hot take for the defense. K-State's not scored a single non-offensive touchdown all year, special teams or defense. K-State's going to score 2 defensive scores. I know that doesn't match up with my score prediction, but that's my hot take. K-State's defense is going to have 2 defensive scores.
All right.
Ken Brown, Ken Giddens, Ken Savvy.
All right. So, so because you took mine, I got to come up with a different one now. My hot take for the defense is going to be 4 turnovers minimum. 4 turnovers.
4 turnovers forced. I like it.
4 turnovers, whether they come from fumble recoveries, blocked kicks, and then recoveries, whatever. It's going to be 4 turnovers. I think it would be sweet to have a block punt, though. I think that would be sick. But, something that I think I was going to say something. I totally forgot what I was going to say. Son of a gun. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. The reason why I'm saying that Giddens is going to have so much, going to have all these stats and everything is because, like I said, DJ's from JC, baby.
That's right.
He knows what this weather's like. All right.
He does.
Where's Treshaun Ward from?
I know he went to Florida State. I assume he's from Florida. I don't know.
I thought he was from Florida. And I'm like, bro, it doesn't get that cold down there. So
now you're making me check here, dude. Because
we gotta check. But I'm just like, hey, it ain't that cold down in Florida. It's gonna get chilly. And this is just the way that DJ likes to run it, man. I mean, this is the way he's been running it since when he shot out of the womb. He shot out of the womb. His dad handed him a football, and he was out there running in diapers.
He handed him a football and a fishing pole because he is actually a pretty big fisherman. So
he is a good, yeah. So he's like, here's a football, son. Here's your tackle box, and here's your fishing rod. DJ Giddens, man, in the diaper, running down the lake, ice lake.
Treshaun Ward, Plant City, Florida.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah. Treshaun, you better keep those legs warm, man.
That's the hot take this weekend. Yeah, all right. Let's get into our look around the Big 12. We're actually going to be picking them this time. This is the first time Kenny is finding that out. We're actually going to be picking all the games this weekend. We're going to do a score prediction for every single game this weekend in the Big 12.
Oh my gosh. Okay. This is not going to be fun, man.
All right, here we go. All right, we have first game of the weekend. We already picked it. K-State is favored by 17, over under 59.5. I have K-State winning 38-17. That would be under. So I have the under of 59.5. You have K-State winning 51-7, which would be 58. Also under. We're going to move on here to probably the biggest.
Robbie Schultz. Thanks, man. Appreciate the support, bro. I can't believe we still fit in this time. Like we're just,
I know,
we're going
right?
to be running a little over an hour, but
we went pretty quick on some of these things that we normally talk a lot more about.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, that's true.
Probably the biggest game of the weekend that does not involve K-State is Oklahoma, number 6 in the country, 7-0, playing at KU. Oklahoma is favored by 10. The over-under is 65, which is pretty darn high. I am going to go first here. I'll give you some time to think about it here. I have KU losing to Oklahoma 45-27, which would hit the over as well. So I got OU winning and covering, winning 45-27.
I think it's going to be closer than that. Man, I wish Oklahoma would have lost to UCF, man. I really do. Because now I'm in this position where I can't even believe these words are leaving my lips right now. I want them to beat OU.
What? No way.
Only because I hate seeing OU at the top of the leaderboard.
Sure.
And I don't think they're that good. They're so lucky they're dodging K-State.
And their quarterback's got 2,000 passing yards and 19 touchdowns. I see here.
He's not playing anybody. He's not playing anybody.
They played Texas. Texas is pretty good.
They played Texas. That's fine. That's fair, but
they did barely beat UCF. They
barely beat them, dude. Like barely. They were losing to UCF the whole game. Like it was unbelievable. I'm going to say that this is going to be won by a field goal. It's going to be in the 30s. I'm going to say like 30-36 or 30-33 or something like that.
30-33 or 36-30?
30. Yeah, I'll just do 30-33 Oklahoma.
Okay, Oklahoma wins. He has KU.
I can't let KU win, man. It's like it's something that's in my DNA. It's something in my DNA, man. I just cannot see
you lose by 18. So
those damn Hawks, man.
And you got the under of 65. Okay, I like it. I dig it. West Virginia playing UCF.
What a stinker game that's going to be.
4-3 versus 3-4. UCF is favored by 7. Over under 59.5. I got West Virginia winning this game because I actually think they're a little bit better than their record. They've lost on a Hail Mary. They lost to Penn State,
Oklahoma State,
and then they lost at home to Oklahoma State, where Oklahoma State could do no wrong at all in that game. I think West Virginia is pretty good. UCF is decent as well, but they're 0-4 in a Big 12. I got West Virginia money line, and I'm going to take the over on the over-under of 59.5. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I got West Virginia winning 35-30. Weird score, I know.
I don't know, man. I think there's too much hype about Ollie Gordon. Like, oh, he's the best running back. And it's like, have you seen DJ Giddens? Man, I don't know. I think UCF might actually pull this off. I think they were super underdogs against OU, and they almost did it. They almost did it, man. I think because John Rice Plumlee, their quarterback, is back. He adds to the team, man. He actually looks really, really good against OU. So I'm gonna say UCF finally beats a legacy team.
Finally gets a Big 12 win, huh?
Finally gets a Big 12 win from a legacy team, not these like bottom of the barrel teams that are coming in. Yeah, it's going to be, I think that this is going to be one of those games where UCF probably wins like 28, West Virginia probably like 24, 28-24.
Okay, so you're taking the under and you're taking West Virginia on the line, but you got UCF winning. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Texas versus BYU. Texas is going to start a new quarterback, Malik Murphy at QB, with Quinn Ewers being out. BYU with a pretty big win last week at home against Texas Tech. They just manhandled them, honestly, which is kind of what you wanted to see from them, considering they got their butts kicked at TCU the week before.
I mean, did they really? I mean,
they got beat like it was like 44.
No, I mean, like, did they really handle Texas Tech?
It was like 24-7. It was a beatdown.
24-7. They only scored 24 points. Texas Tech turned it over 5 times.
True.
If we would have had 5, I mean, you saw what happened. We just had 3 turnovers.
We had 0 at Texas Tech.
Wait,
but
what?
Texas barely. We had 3 at Oklahoma State, but we had 0 turnovers on offense.
No.
against
I mean,
three defensively. 3 defensively. Okay, I see what you're saying here.
yeah. When
We're talking about K-State versus Texas Tech a week ago.
yeah. When we like had 3 interceptions, you see how many points we put up.
I agree.
They had 5. They had 2 more turnovers than we did, and they only put up that much. So it's just Texas Tech that bad? I don't know.
BYU, I would take on the line here. But I do think Texas wins. I'm gonna take the over because 50 is pretty low. I'm gonna have Texas winning 35-21. 35-21.
Yeah.
That's 56 total points over, but Texas only winning by 2 touchdowns. What's your score prediction?
They're back at Austin. I don't know. I think Texas is gonna run them down, man. I don't
Really?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a pretty big blow. I think it's gonna be like BYU's probably gonna have maybe 2 touchdowns, and Texas probably gonna have probably be up there in like 34, 35.
Like 35-14 for you. Okay, so you're hitting just under at 49, but Texas with the covering. Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
Iowa State playing a tricky game, a very tricky game at Baylor. Baylor's not good at all, but they're capable. I mean, they won at UCF. They played pretty good against Utah earlier this season. They're favored. Iowa State's favored by 2.5 over under 48. 5 minutes. Yeah, 5. I'm here with Kenny. Yes, I got Iowa State losing. Hold on, Ari. Iowa State losing to Baylor, 24-20.
Whoa!
Hitting the under, and I'm hitting the Baylor money line. What do you think?
Dude, that's bold, man. I don't think Baylor is. Oh man, I don't think they're gonna pull this out, man. It's weird though, it's weird to say that Iowa State is a good team. No one would have told you that going into this year that they were actually a decent team, but they're actually looking pretty good. A lot of their big wins have come at their house. I mean, they had that one away game against Cincinnati, but Cincinnati is absolute dog water. I mean, they're literally in the trash can. That team is horrible. I think Iowa State's going to win. It's going to be a battle, though, I think. I could see it being a pretty close game. Probably maybe 30-24. I don't know. Yeah, 30-24.
Iowa State winning 30-24. So you're hitting Iowa State line and the over there. Okay. My daughter Aria has a question really quickly. Come on over. This is a very important question that she wanted to ask. Come on over here, Aria. Come here.
Can you, Ryland, and Savannah?
Yeah, that's her name.
Come to the Taylor Swift movie with us this weekend?
The Taylor Swift movie?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that just depends. Is Travis Kelce in that movie?
Aria does not like Travis Kelce.
I did the reverse. I don't know. I'll have to ask Savannah when I get off here. But I will. I'll text your dad. I'll text your dad what the answer is. You're actually going to go see that movie, Steve?
I guess, dude. Put your foot out of my face.
Okay.
All right, back into the score predictions.
We're trying to get where this is a serious podcast.
This is a serious podcast.
We're being serious here, okay?
All right, last game of the weekend. Actually, I think it's on third. No, it's Saturday. Okay, Oklahoma State hosting Cincinnati. Oklahoma State 7.5. That feels dangerously low. I don't understand why it's only 7.5.
Dude, because the people that are doing these scores think that Cincinnati is some good team or something.
They're not good.
I don't know what these people are thinking.
I got Oklahoma State by like 4 touchdowns, dude. I got them winning like 42 to 14.
Yeah.
I got
That's what I had. I had teens and in the 40s.
So
I don't even think Cincinnati's that good.
So I'm at an over, and I got Oklahoma State with the line there. Yeah, Cincinnati's terrible.
I
They're
don't get it,
absolutely
man.
terrible.
I don't
And
understand.
I do agree with Jay Nixon. Iowa State is overachieving. I wouldn't be shocked if they lost. That's what I'm saying. They won a couple of games at home. You feel like they're looking a little bit better. I don't think Iowa State's that good.
Yeah, they could be punching above they could be punching above what their power level is. But I
trying to fix my hair.
It's hard to say though, because all I've seen them do is win. But I guess they beat OSU, but that was in the beginning of the year.
The very first Big 12 game for both of them.
Yeah, which it was at their house too. So I don't know. It's hard to gauge what Iowa State really is, but I guess we're gonna find out. A lot of people have had bad luck coming off of bye weeks. So
absolutely.
Like K-State.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
And then since then we played out of our minds
for years.
Since Oklahoma State, K-State has looked better and better each week.
Absolutely.
It's like we literally have.
Let's keep that going, man. K-State's on a mission to get back to Arlington. Let's freaking do it. Let's beat Houston. Let's beat the crap out of them. Beat Texas. Win the rest of their games. Let's freaking go.
We're gonna lay smack it down on the freaking Houston. What are they? The Cougars. We're gonna lay the smack down on the Houston MILFs. I'm sorry, not the MILFs. The Houston Cougars.
I bet they're ugly Cougars too. You know what I mean? They're not even
ugly, dude.
They're not even the hot Cougar kind.
Ugly Cougars going after. They're going after. Look, the Cougars, man. They're just trying to chase after Avery. Okay, the young. They're going to be chasing after Avery, man.
Oh my goodness, dude, that was phenomenal.
Going after the young guys, man. What's wrong with you, Houston?
What is wrong with you, man?
Sick program.
Well, this has been episode 13 of the Purple Pod. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your daughter, tell your son, grandpa, uncle, cousin, third cousin, tell everyone that every K-State fan to subscribe to the Purple Pod, which we are thinking about changing the name of at some point. I think we're going to put up a poll on the page here soon. We're thinking about changing the name to KSU Nation and still having the Purple Pod once or twice a week, but changing the name of the page to
the page KSU is going to be KSU Nation,
which is not a YouTube channel right now. So
yeah, it's not a YouTube channel. It's not even. I don't even know if it's a Facebook channel or a Facebook channel.
I don't think it's a Facebook page either. So we could get all of that. We could go live on both pages.
Yeah.
And it'd be a lot easier for K-State fans to find us.
Exactly.
It'd be KSU Nation versus people are like, what is the Purple Pod? They don't know that it's K-State affiliated. So this is Kenny's idea, which was also Kenny's idea to name it the Purple Pod. So I think we're going to end up going with whatever he says.
Well, when you are literally the best K-State podcast
the
best K-State podcast on the internet, you have to make it even better.
Well, and I want to say this person's name really quickly because this person hurt my feelings.
I welcome it because you know what? I'm just going to keep saying we are the best K-State, as being the best K-State podcast on the internet. Me being Ken Brown this weekend, or this week.
Big E 2012.
Dude, we just put you on blast.
He said, "This is the troll of the week. This is the troll of the week."
Oh,
this is the troll of the week.
We have to say the troll. This is the troll.
We're
putting this guy on blast.
He commented on our last video, K-State versus TCU preview.
No, it was the Texas Tech thing, I think. I believe it was Texas Tech.
Was it?
Yeah, it was the Texas Tech reaction, I think.
Okay. All right. Well, whatever it was.
Whatever it was. It was some old video. He said,
this is what he said, quote, best K-State podcast out there, end quote, question mark. Not even close, my man. but pretty okay though. Keep working it.
Okay,
That is
bro.
a troll
Okay,
of the week.
bro.
That is a troll comment. How dare you, Big
Oh.
E? How dare you?
Okay, bro. Yeah, keep it going. Yeah, okay, bro. And then I was like, I welcome the hate. And he
Yeah,
goes,
you did say that.
not hate, it's just facts. I was like, what are you talking about?
Well,
It's
did
not
he
a
comment
fact.
back?
Yeah,
Did he
yeah.
comment back?
He commented back to me, and then I commented back to him. I said, the only fact is that you stated an opinion. And I said, and your opinion sucks. Or something like that. And I said, that is a fact.
Oh my god, I need to find this now.
Yeah. Like he said, he goes, I'm not hating, man. I'm just stating facts. And I'm just like, and then he puts a little smiley face on there. It's like, dude, I don't swing that way, dude. I said, I don't swing that way. I'm married.
Stating fact with a smiley face.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you know what?
And I just simply said, the only fact is that you stated an opinion that it wasn't the best. We say it is the best. So it's our word against yours, and it's 2 versus 1. You lost. Okay. Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
You are the troll of the week.
You're the troll of the week. I'm glad. I mean, this is what he was hoping for.
Yeah, this is what he wanted to get on the show. He wanted to get on
like,
the show, and you know, it worked. Good for him.
My 15 minutes of fame. I want them to say my name on the podcast.
Say my name.
Say my name. Say my name. I really love Kenny's hair. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That is funny. Well, this has been the Purple Pod, episode 13.
The best K-State podcast on the internet.
On the freaking planet, dude. On the freaking planet.
On the
If you
planet.
miss any of this, we will be uploading, parts of the show throughout the week for people that just want to listen to part of it, because we feel like that's the best way to get more content out there, because not everyone wants to listen to an entire podcast. And we actually had a couple of videos do pretty well.
I can't understand why nobody would want to.
So the video exactly. The video titled K-State Fans, What is Wrong with You?, which is the rant from the beginning of, I think, the K-State TCU preview. It's got 350 views, which is very good for our channel. In fact, it's the highest viewed video of regular videos. Now we have one video over 1,000. That's a short, but in terms of regular videos, that's the highest. And then the video, Who Should Start, Avery Johnson or Will Howard, is second on our page with 262 views. Our views are going up. K-State's winning. Everything is phenomenal. We appreciate everyone for watching for sure. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Tell your friends.
Yes,
And,
absolutely.
That is
my name is Ken Brown. I'm
Steve, and this is the Purple Pod. And go Cats, baby.
Go Cats, baby. Down in purple.